What's up, movie fans? Welcome to Critics Be Like, where we talk movies all day. We try to give our unique takes on movies. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You guys let us know in the comment section. Click that subscribe button if you want, you know? And we're here to talk about Nolan's trilogy. This was originally not one of my favorite trilogies, I will say that. Because The Dark Knight, one of my all-time favorite movies, we'll get to that. Dark Knight Rises, I feel like very underappreciated. I used to think that this was a boring movie, and I really didn't like it. And let me tell you why.
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins, yes. Okay. We're talking about Batman Begins first. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're such a professional, man. Why don't you fucking take over? Fucking do it then.
What's up, movie fans? We're sitting here talking about the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman Begins. First, go.
Thank you. All right, my issues with this movie beforehand was, when I went to go see it in the theaters, me and you went to go see it, I liked it a lot. And then on rewatch, it just didn't have that rewatch factor for me. It was a little boring for me to try to get through for a second, third, fourth time. But then I watched it last night for this video. And I was like, dude, I was stupid. I was being very, 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 very stupid. I'm all about the villains when it comes to these Batman movies. They're the ones that it's their time to shine. I'm like, hell yeah, Batman's cool. I want him to win, of course, but I was always there for the villains because we always had great villains in all these Batman movies. Then I realized they're not telling a villain story here at all. They're just there.
Batman Begins.
Exactly. So this is the best movie focused on Batman. Pretty much the only Batman movie we have gotten up to this point, all focused on Batman.
Yeah.
And I kind of loved it. This fifth, sixth time I saw it now, and I will buy the 4K now. And I will say this, Christian Bale, hands down, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about earlier with Michael Keaton being the best Bruce Wayne. No. Nobody comes close to Christian Bale's portrayal of Bruce Wayne.
He's phenomenal. You know, especially his, like, he gives a fuck, but he doesn't give a fuck attitude. You know what I mean? Like, whenever, like, case in point, they were swimming in the fountain. And whatever. He's like, I'm buying this restaurant.
And then he jumps in there with them.
Yeah, like, that was, like, that fucking shit, awesome.
And the scene where where his Ra's al Ghul shows up to his birthday party, his party at the mansion.
Just go. All you phonies. Yes. Oh, that speech, perfection.
Dude, I fucking just like, I kind of got a boner.
Yeah.
You ever get nerd boners?
All the time.
All right, so it's cool.
Yes.
Nothing weird about that.
Nothing weird about it.
Yeah, so his growth to Batman is very believable.
Yep.
And also, Hoochie, the horror aspects in this movie. I had my daughters watching with me.
It's
There's
scary.
some creepy moments in here, dude. The Scarecrow parts, which we're gonna address Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And then where Scarecrow gets the drugs, the LSD basically, you know,
his spear toxin.
Yeah, into his face, and he sees a fucking demon Batman.
Yeah.
That shit
with
was
like
dope.
all the shit coming out of his mouth and stuff like that. Like that was frightening.
Yes, I love all that. This is the one that it just does a great job of making you believe this guy becoming Batman.
Yeah.
Like, there's moments in here, and I wish I could remember the moments, but there's moments where you're like, oh, that's why that dude's Batman. That's why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and the best part about it is they show him flawed. I mean, he's so flawed in this movie. You know, like, he's learning as he goes.
Yes.
Doesn't even have
Doing a great job with it. Yeah, and we almost got Cillian Murphy as Batman. That's why he was cast as Scarecrow.
Oh.
There's actually a screen test of him out there on YouTube's with his screen test for Batman in Batman suit. I think he would have been a great Batman as well.
I think so, too.
But I think they did the perfect choice with Christian Bale. And people are now acting like he's not that great of a Batman since Ben Affleck's Batman, which, okay, I know that he's got his fans, whatever.
He's good, but he's no Christian Bale. And
this new Batman we haven't seen yet, which we're all excited for Pattinson. But for people to shit on Christian Bale now, just get the hell out of here. Yes, his voice is a little too much. And this one, I thought they used it perfectly.
Yeah, he really dug in The Dark Knight.
Yes. Now, let's get on to my favorite villain of the story, Scarecrow.
Amazing villain.
Yes, and underutilized in the sequels.
Way underutilized in the sequels. Like, he was awesome in Batman Begins.
He was, yeah.
Scary.
He's the most entertaining part.
Yes.
Like, anytime he's on screen, your eyes are glued to the screen.
Yeah.
I thought he should have been the main villain of the movie, really, because I thought Ra's al Ghul was a boring villain. I think we've seen that villain done over and over and over and over again, especially in these origin stories for superheroes. Or vigilantes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. I accept it at this point. Keep going.
I also wasn't a big fan of Michael Caine as Alfred, but after watching this, he's probably the best Alfred now.
He is. Smart-ass.
Yes.
Smart-ass. Sassy.
And he does the caretaker part, the new father figure part very, very well. I also want to give a shout out to his parents in this movie. Well, not so much. The mom was just wasted. It just basically is just there.
Yeah.
But the dad has a really good scene in that movie too. But yeah, I think Michael Caine fucking brought it. I think this is his best portrayal as Alfred actually in all the trilogy. And Hoochie, Rachel Dawes. Katie Holmes,
really good in this movie.
She's good.
Yeah.
The script and the direction lets that character down. They do nothing with the character.
Really nothing, but
yeah,
it is really the driving force behind the trilogy and what Batman is about and a lot of his struggles and stuff. So,
yes.
But you don't.
I would not have recast her.
Yeah. I wouldn't recast her for sure.
Yeah, that was fanboys at their worst.
Yes.
When that happened.
Yes.
That was them like, oh, Katie Holmes sucks. Apparently, they didn't have enough chemistry, Kirsten Bale and Katie Holmes, from what I remember. So maybe, I don't know.
I thought they did well together.
I thought they did well together. Again, it's not her fault. And I feel like people attacked her a little bit too much. It was just an underwritten character. Even in The Dark Knight, like, people want to go, oh, Maggie Jones is so much better. But it's like, no, it's an underwritten character. It's just not a great character.
It's really not.
It's just like any other Batman girlfriend. Yeah. No, of course they get you on. We'll get to the Dark Knight.
She's important, though.
She's very important.
Yeah, very important.
So yes, this is definitely up higher in my Batman rankings, which we will do a Batman movie rankings, live action versions, rankings in a later video.
One of my favorite scenes of this whole movie was how they utilized Batman doing his fear aspect to scare the henchmen, basically, when they're at the docks and he's just hiding in the shadows and just like that dude he just rips him into the shipping container and people are like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? That was fucking epic.
Yeah. So what's your overall thoughts of Batman Begins? Where do you think it lands at for you in the Nolan trilogy?
Second.
Second?
Yep.
I like it. Yep. All right. Let's move on to the greatest comic book movie of all time. Yeah, I said it. The Dark Knight.
My favorite movie of all time. Not just favorite Batman movie. Not just favorite movie in the trilogy. Absolute favorite movie of all time. You could take this movie, not even label it as a Batman movie, and it would still be an epic fucking movie.
Yes, and that's the point I want to hone in on. This is a crime thriller, first and foremost.
Yes.
This movie transcends the comic book genre.
Yes.
And all of its limitations. This is why we get the comic book movies, not all of them, but some of the comic book movies we get today. It's all because of Dark Knight. This movie truly does transcend the comic book genre. Up until that point, they were just your popcorn blockbuster movies, and then here comes the Dark Knight, and we were expecting greatness. Mm-hmm. I don't think we expected this type of greatness. Like a fucking one of the greatest movies truly of all time. Not just superhero, like you said. It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
I think it was the first time I was truly blown away by a movie.
Oh, like, not me, but yeah.
No, for me. For real.
Yeah.
Like, just like so blown away. I've probably watched this movie 50 times in my life. Maybe more.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a twice-a-year watch for me.
Yeah, I mean, easily more than that for me. But anyway, like, blown away by this film.
Heath Ledger as a Joker is the greatest villain over any other villain in any movie in history. The Joker, portrayed by Heath Ledger, is the Joker.
Hands down.
There is not a better Joker out there. His posture, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he moves, every single little thing he does. My favorite parts that I noticed on this watch is when Batman is coming at him after that great action set piece, coming at him with the Bat Pod, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Bat Pod?
Yeah. Coming
at him, he's like, come on, hit me. And he's so disappointed when he doesn't hit him. He's like, because that's his whole plan. He wants to break Batman. He wants him to go, what's the word I'm looking for? He wants him to break his one rule. And the disappointment on his face. And he's like, and then like 2 seconds he's like, oh, fuck it. Yeah. And he walks over there like with his fucking Joker shit, and fucking, and then Commissioner Gordon comes up behind him. He's like, "Oh, come on, just give me one more minute."
Oh, before that, even before that, when he goes, just like that just right frustration. There, yeah.
And then the very end.
But even though he wanted to be caught,
exactly, he was always one step ahead of everybody. Also, when Joker talking to Batman, the very last scene we get with Heath Ledger's Joker, because he unfortunately passed away, which is the saddest celebrity death of all time to me. I was a huge Heath Ledger fan before The Dark Knight. I was the one screaming his praises for them hiring him as a Joker when everybody else was like, oh, really? The Brokeback Mountain guy, the movie about the gay cowboys, which is such a narrow-minded fucking look at that movie and just a ignorant way of looking at the movie. Those are clearly people who didn't watch that movie. That movie is so universal and just a great fucking story overall.
Rein it in.
Sorry, it just pisses me off. Yeah. But right there shows Heath Ledger's talents. And I also saw Lords of Dogtown, which is about these skateboarding kids from the 80s, 70s. And just his performance that's so over the top and so great. And yeah, I just knew he was going to be the great Joker. We're never going to see another guy like it. He was chameleon. He could play all kinds of different parts. He was inspired by Alex DeLarge from Clockwork Orange. He was inspired by Sid Vicious for this character. Great fucking takes. Locked himself up in a hotel room for a month. And writing in a journal as a Joker would.
And that dude, what was that guy's name?
Sid Vicious and Alex DeLarge.
Is that old interview?
Oh, Tom Waits. Also, he took the voice inspiration. He saw like a Tom Waits interview and took the voice inspiration from that. Just an all-time, we'll never see it again. The way they did his makeup, where it looks like the Joker was doing his own makeup. It wasn't, professionally done by Hollywood doing it. It was, I think Heath Ledger even did or created the own makeup for him.
Yeah, and I love the fact that
great touch of the scars on the face.
I love they didn't have the bleach skin and all that stuff. The scars. Oh my god.
Yeah. You want to know how I got these scars? All those things. But anyways, when he's talking,
all those stories were different. which was fucking amazing. Great.
Yes, because it keeps the character mysterious, keeps him more interesting by not giving him a fucking backstory. And from all accounts, he was going to be in The Dark Knight Rises. It was going to be a completely different Batman movie, and damn it, it's such a shame, but he's also still out there.
Yeah.
In that world, he's still out there. So we're talking about the disappointments with him, Batman not killing him. Till the very end, where... this is my one or two negatives of this movie is the ship scene. Those motherfuckers will blew each other up.
Debo would have for sure.
Debo for sure would have. First off, they shouldn't have used Debo in that scene because I'm like, holy shit, that's Debo.
Yeah.
No. Those prisoners would have been fucking dead. We're talking about rapists and murderers and child molesters on this fucking boat.
Yeah, but to be fair though, they did have the scene where the Kenneth was like, I'll do it. You guys don't want to get your hands dirty? I'll do it. And then he's like, I can't kill people.
I mean, Christopher Nolan has a lot of hope in humanity.
Yeah,
I'll say that. He really does. And maybe back in 2008, from what I remember, we got along a lot better. Let's say today, if it was a boat full of the far left and a boat full of the far right, there's 2 seconds that goes by and they blow each other fucking up.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll be a great day.
Yeah. I mean, that's just America today.
Yes, but anyways, the disappointment on his face when Batman tells him that the ships don't blow up. The look on Heath Ledger's face when that happens, it's like sadness for his character. Mm-hmm. Like, shit. But then he's still one step ahead. He's still got another plan up his fucking sleeve.
His ace in the hole.
Yes. Go into that for us, Hoochie. That whole fucking ending right there.
The whole ending. Are we talking like the
Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent scene?
Yes.
Okay.
And go into Harvey Dent as well.
Okay. Harvey Dent was one of my favorite characters in this movie.
Yeah.
Could he have been better? Sure. But I mean,
as Two-Face, he's a great
Two-Face.
Harvey Dent.
Great
Fantastic Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Two-Face, it was all too rushed.
Yeah.
This movie's not flawless, okay?
Right.
This movie does have flaws, but it's still the best fucking comic book movie.
Harvey Dent is the kind of person who's going out there he's legitimately trying to get crime off the streets. And he doesn't care what he has to do to get these people off the streets. And that puts a target on his back. He's the White Knight, right? A lot of people think he might be the Batman. Because he is Gotham's White Knight. He's out there, no mask, front and center, putting criminals away, almost gets murdered in a courtroom, doesn't faze him. Yep. He's legit. Amazing.
They do a great job with his character to build up to the tragic end.
Right. That great of a character, how the Joker is able to take him from here to his lowest point.
Yes.
By murdering his girlfriend, which not only affected Harvey Dent, but it also affected Batman, Gordon, all of Gotham. Really, it would have affected if Batman didn't make the choice he made. Right, exactly. The interrogation scene, that whole thing.
Oh shit! I mean, we're jumping off topic here.
But
that is
where he gave him that choice, and
that's Christian Bale and Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah.
2 of our greatest actors of all time, just having
jerking
in one of the best scenes ever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, that was...
Dude, there's so many iconic scenes.
Phenomenal. We can't spend all this time on this, though.
But it's hard.
Anyway, it's not true. Fast forward to the ending. Two-Face is trying to get his revenge. He's just snapped. He's at the end of his rope, and he's got Gordon's son. Telling Gordon, lie to your son. Tell him it's going to be okay, just like you lied to me and all this stuff. And
which Nolan does a brilliant thing, by the way, because his family's not in the movie at all until... They do the scene where they act like Gordon's dead, goes to their family, so you get emotional response right there with them.
Right.
Then they show him again when Gordon returns, so it makes the ending much more emotional because Gordon's kids and wife is involved, and we wouldn't have known about the characters that they didn't have those 2 scenes because people want to nitpick that shit. They're like, why do they even have that in there? It's like, well, you need an emotional response at the end.
Right, for sure.
And if his family's involved, which we had prior knowledge to his family at that point, it just makes that whole scene work a lot better.
Batman did a ballsy move in that scene, though. Because...
He kills him, right?
Huh?
He kills him, right?
Oh, he for sure kills fucking Harvey Dent.
Joker fucking made Batman break his one fucking rule.
Yeah.
But then Batman's one step ahead, was like, okay, I'll take all the fucking blame.
He killed him to save a child.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Two-Face was getting ready to blow that kid's head off. And so he kills Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
And, he takes all the blame for it. He puts all the blame on him, which... Just to withhold, because nobody really knew Harvey Dent turned into that monster. So Batman took that and kept his legacy alive. And in The Dark Knight Rises, we'll get into how that...
I think we should get into that pretty soon. A ballsy way to end that movie.
Yeah.
And sets up The Dark Knight Rises so freaking well. All right.
Yeah, it really does. And just let me, real quick before we move on to Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight is the perfect film, in my opinion.
It's not flawless,
in the trilogy,
but it is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
All the great stuff in it, just like I forget about the flaws, Like I forget about the Two-Face turn being a little too fast. You know, they didn't spend too much time on it, which, you know, they were already running out of time. But we get the great Joker and Two-Face scene in the hospital, which is another scene that we could go on hours upon hours on.
Dialogue in this movie is like,
what's her face? What's her... He's like, oh yeah. Like, oh my god, dude. Amazing. Love that fucking movie to death, as I'm sure most of you do too as well. And we have to move on to The Dark Knight Rises. We will talk about The Dark Knight in a single video one day. I promise you that. Dark Knight Rises, Hoochie.
Dark Knight Rises.
My favorite character in this one is Bane.
Bane, for sure.
Bane.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? Well, I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see light until I was already a man. Until then, it was nothing to me but blinding.
Christopher Nolan. I want to talk about him real quick, okay? We got to talk about Christopher Nolan. He is the best director when it comes to action set pieces. Do you know what action set pieces are?
No.
Those are big action scenes, right?
Okay, got it.
Those are like the diesel scene in the second one. The big
jumping off the building and he's flying.
And all that. Okay, he's terrible at fight scenes, though. The quick cutting. At this one, he does way better job. Yeah, that's what it was coming around to. Christopher Nolan's one of the greatest directors of all time. His fight scenes in the first and second one is quick cuts, and like you're not seeing the action, you're seeing the fight scenes. And this one, he finally does it with Bane and Batman in two separate fight scenes, which are both badass. Yes. And then they ruin the fucking Bane character at the fucking end by letting Talia fucking Al Ghul be the fucking person behind the scenes controlling fucking Bane.
That was the worst choice they could have ever made for this movie.
The worst fucking choice.
Terrible.
Catwoman, terrible also in this movie. Anne Hathaway, great actress. Not a good Catwoman. The costume looked fucking shit, and she just didn't go there with it. She was like holding back to me, and I wish she would have went there with it. John Blake, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, badass,
stole the show,
and they should have went further with this character for sure. I wanted to see a fucking Nightwing movie with fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, when they teased him as Robin at the end, man, I about lost my fucking shit.
About ready to lost my shit. I thought, oh shit, we're gonna get a spinoff with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and we still might one day. Hell, who knows? He might be in the Flash movie with the whole multiverse shit. We don't fucking know. Talia al Ghul, Marion Cotillard does a good job. Fucking why do that? And we already touched base on that. Let's talk about Gary Oldman as Jim Gordon throughout this whole series.
Epic.
Pat Hingle from the original one was in like one or two scenes throughout the whole series, but he's always on the cast list.
Jim Gordon was pretty much one of the main characters in The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, he stepped it up in most of the movies, but in Dark Knight Rises, him and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the scenes they had together were it's just like almost like a mentorship that was getting ready to mold into something great. Yes. And it did mold into something great. Gary Oldman. Fantastic. Yes. Great choice.
Gary Oldman, one of the greatest actors of all time, does great as Jim Gordon. And if you cast him, you get that. You get that fucking type of fucking performance. Not nobody since before, not nobody since has done a better fucking Jim Gordon. J.K. Simmons, love him. They didn't spend enough time with him. Lucius Fox, Morgan Freeman, go.
Oh, Lucius Fox was a great character who, to be honest with you, I know he was in the comics. I didn't know anything about Lucius Fox until I watched these movies. Morgan Freeman actually killed it as Lucius Fox.
Oh, fuck yes.
I mean,
you're on his side.
One of the most underrated characters in the movie, in my opinion.
Yes, I knew nothing about Lucius Fox. He wasn't in the original Burton series or the Schumacher series. Lucius Fox is a great character. I hope we see more of him in the future. Why I like this movie better than Batman Begins? Because of the whole downfall of Batman, right? Where his back is broken, he's in that cave, he's got to rise to the top, you get that chant. What's that fucking chant? And then when he comes back, when he rises to the occasion, and he's there, that's the first time in a Batman movie, dude, I fucking cried.
First time, huh?
Oh my god, in a Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not even The Dark Knight?
Not even The Dark Knight.
Okay,
when that scene right there where he rose to the top of the mountain, he's there, he's fucking coming back, he's gonna save the fucking day. Wah wah.
I can't get that.
Wham. It wasn't like that. It was just teary-eyed. You know, it's like the excitement of it. It really lands for me. It's the worst ending to all the Batman movies. To the Nolan ones.
He carried the bomb away and then went off and did his life.
No, that I'm cool with. Just the whole other. It was great until they fucking make Bane a fucking henchman again.
Yeah, that was awful. They fucked Bane over hardcore, but I think the ending was pretty fucking good. And here's why. Because they proved that Batman is a symbol and it could be anybody behind the mask. Hence Joseph Gordon-Levitt going into the Batcave at the end of the fucking movie.
Yes, Hoochie. Okay. I love The Dark Knight. I love Batman Begins. I love all these movies. I'm sorry we have to rush through all this. Let's end this video. Okay?
Please subscribe to this channel. Drop a like, hit share, and hit the notification bell. If you don't, I will be reckoning.